Good day, and I love you. My name is Heather Peterson Lockhart, all up in your face. And I am the new human. That's how I'm going to introduce myself today, and that's what we're going to talk about. The new humanity on planet Earth after some pretty big stuff went down early hours of today that changes how we interact with ourselves, how we interact with all that is. There are new rules to the driving and the riding on planet Earth today. And so we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about how we can best show up for ourselves so we can best drive and best ride. I have my galactic driving dress on. That's why I'm so shimmery. This is about what I think about the galaxy. And I have my galactic, here, let me show you. I have my galactic driving shoes on too. Oh yeah. Move this out the way. Hold on. There we go. Let me see if I can show you. Oh, see how shimmery I am? Oh wait. Can you see my shoes? This is my galactic driving dress. Yes, I know in real life my shoes would not be practical. I actually got caught in that predicament the other day. I wore shoes that were way too tall to drive in, and I really didn't realize that there's such a thing as too tall shoes to drive in. So that was fun, not so much. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to, I have, as always, I have a heart chakra bowl. I'm not sure if that is exactly where I want it to be. We're just going to wing it. Okay, I have a heart chakra bowl. We're going to start off with a heart chakra toning. All right. And at that point, we'll do a little meditation so we can connect to ourselves. And when you connect to yourself, you can connect your source and your surroundings, and everything can be a little bit better. And then we'll start chatting. Yes, you can go. Well, I'll give you a second to change into your galactic driving clothes if you have them. Hopefully you got the ping earlier to get your galactic driving dress and your galactic driving shoes. And if nothing else, it just makes you feel shimmery and fun. The name of the game is fun, especially as we are moving forward in this very big shift of energy on planet Earth. It is phenomenal to me how much more is available to the human in terms of evolution and adaptation. But with that also comes the challenges that come with that, these new capabilities and adaptations on planet Earth. So then we have some work to do, right? On aligning what we're really about inside with how we're behaving on the outside, so we can get the happiness and the harmonious and ultimately the sexiness. Just want to be sexy and be who we want to be. Yeah? Okay. So let's meditate. Let's do our thing. This is a beautiful heart chakra Tibetan bowl. I love when he shines like that. And my nails, ooh la la. Aren't they beautiful? This is all about this season. I know it's Aries season, but these are Robin's egg blue, which to me is the symbolism of new beginnings. Okay, if you are sitting in a chair, put your feet flat on the ground. I'm rapping. Put your feet flat on the ground. And if you are sitting on the ground, see if you can do crisscross applesauce, okay? That means Indian style. Is that technically Native American style? Anyway, I need to focus. Okay, bring your belly button forward and your chest center forward and your shoulders back. And go ahead, and that's what I want to do. I want to move my chair. Ha 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 ha. Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. There. For some reason, that wasn't occurring to my brain. Okay, so with our chest center forward and our belly button forward and our spine nice and erect, ground your spine into the core of the earth. Beautiful. And go ahead and close your eyes, and we're going to relax our body. We're going to take a big breath in through our nose, and when we let it go out through our mouth, we're going to do what's called an audible exhale, which means we're going to make the noise of a great big cleansing sigh, because our bodies love that, and our bodies are separate us. They are a beautiful, conscious, super intelligent, bioconductive vessel. We are our souls. So when we help our body, our biology, calm down and balance, ooh, we get a better ride, yeah. So we're going to go in through our nose like this, and out through our mouth like, so your body can hear that. Doesn't that feel good? It just feels so like calm. You can literally see a visible difference in me from doing it once. It's so funny. Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes and take a big breath in through your nose and let it go out through your mouth and in through your nose and out through your mouth and in through your nose all the way to the base of your tummy, out through your mouth. And we'll do one more, all the way to the base of our bellies, so you can pull that new air and that new energy all the way into your toes, all the way into your fingertips. Ready? Great big breath in through your nose. And then out through your mouth. And let the new energy from the new breath come into each cell of your being and travel like little particles of white gold through your whole body. Can you see it? Ooh, ooh, can you see it? Wheel it through your legs so it's into each of your toes. Wheel it down in your arms so it's in each of your fingertips. See it come up through your neck and in through your head and even envelop your nose. Magic. Yes. Go ahead and take your left hand and put it on your heart. Take your right hand and put it on your left and say, I love you, to your beautiful body that takes you from place to place, breathes, endocrines. Let me hold it together. Say, I love you, body. Say, I love you to this planet that feeds us literally all that we need as we are of her. Say, I love you to the earth. And then say, I love you to your higher power, who's got it all just right. Hold it tight. And relax your hands and take one more big breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, and open your eyes. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And be brand new. Yay. That's funny. I got completely lost there. I totally forgot I was here with you, which is the magic. That's the best deal ever, to be honest. That's when the really good stuff happens. That's when we create a pocket of literally pliable magic. That's here on Earth. You can do magic stuff on Earth every second of every day. And the quicker you become aware of the fact that you are a conductor of energy, the quicker you can step into your magic. Ooh, it's fun. It's so cool. So let's get started here. I am going to pull a card for each sign today and do a little reading while I speak to y'all. But I have a couple things that I wanted to talk to you about and I wanted to share. I have a little analogy to share with you because it is literally a new day on Earth. And I know some people say that, and for me, it's kind of one of those things where you're like, when someone's like, you need to love yourself. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. I understand that. I appreciate that. But could you please give me an A, B, C, D, how to do that? So until someone actually models the behavior of what that looks like, I don't think I really understand some of these concepts that are just in word form. So when I say it's a new day on planet Earth and it's a new day for humanity, what do I mean in calling myself the new human? What I mean is in my galactic dress. So this weekend solidified, if you will, a whole new time on Earth. This huge stellium and series of transits we've had in Pisces have really been, explorative and different by the universe, by the galaxy. And so it's created some real powerful energetics on planet Earth, right? And with that, we just had the new moon in Aries, which is, Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. I understand that most, especially, is it Westerners that we are in the U.S., ascribe to the Gregorian calendar and are familiar with the Gregorian calendar, but the Earth has a cycle according to her rotation with the rest of the solar system, and that makes some things pretty solid. So when we're at 0 degrees Aries, it is the beginning of the new year, which we just experienced. That was the equinox. And then we just had the new moon in Aries at 8 degrees 59 seconds, which is almost 9 degrees. And we had a solar eclipse at 9 degrees Aries. Okay, so this is a really big deal, right? So we've been in all this Pisces energy. Pisces is a lot of things that I want to, what we've been in and what we're transitioning from and into is a really big deal. It's a really big deal. And that's why I really want to try to put some words, some concepts, and some skin on this for you all in a way that is helpful to you, that you can not only digest, but you can use and utilize and help yourselves thrive. Because there are some really interesting dynamics on Earth right now, and they allow for lots of adaptation and possibility in the human. Now, for me, I choose to evolve according to what I believe is my nature. I choose to try to harmonize with my nature. And so for me, that is really neat because I see this planet evolving and adapting. She forces adaptation all of the time. There are laws of physics and nature on this planet that be, right? So I'm like, cool, because if you understand how it works, I'll give you a quick lowdown. With the way it works with humanity is once one becomes capable of a vibration, which I meant to say it the other way around. Once one becomes capable of an ability or can possess a certain way of being, it becomes available for all humans, okay? If one can do it, all can, right? And so that's why, which the next thing I was going to talk about, Neptune shifting into Aries, it creates dynamics that they allow for much more possibility. With that possibility comes responsibility. Because, we all get to choose our own ethics. We all get to choose our own moral compass and what we want to ascribe to. And what we end up ascribing to is what we pay attention to. And so during this time, as lots of things are vying for our attention, and we've been in Pisces water, okay, with like everybody and their brother in Pisces. It's called a stellium. When you have a whole lot of planets like that in this one sign, it's a buildup. It's called a stellium. So we had everybody and their brothers was every planet and their brother and Venus was in, I was just so cute there. I looked like a little kid. That was so funny. I'm saying that because I have recently just totally decided to be all of me with all of you. Those of you who know me, like really know me, this is no different than what you encounter usually. But for those of you who only see me in a certain way online, this is kind of like, whoa, right? She talks like that. She acts like that. So, anywho, it's a good time to be on earth. I am joyful in my vessel. I am grateful to be me. And, a lot has gone on to make me from what I was into who I am today. And a lot of that I can share, and you can choose what you want of it. And if it helps you, you can use it. And if not, you can leave it there. But it gives you options, and that's what time it is, and that's cool. Okay, so let me go back to what I was saying. So we had everybody and their brother in Pisces season, and what we were just experiencing was the 12th house of the collective. What does that mean? Okay, so in the zodiac, you have the 1st through the 12th house, and each house pertains to certain concepts, certain aspects of your spiritual development and evolution. The 12th house is your subconscious, your belief systems, things that may be obscured from your understanding and your knowing, okay? So the way I have been referring to this time with my clients is, this is your deepest, darkest closet that you didn't want anybody to ever go in and anybody to ever know anything about. And everybody and their brother has been here going through your closet and, pulling things out of your closet and exposing them so that you can decide if you want to keep them or not, right? And you can just throw them back in that closet and see how that works. But chances are you have a choice now to make a different choice. And so that's the 12th house. That's the inner psyche. The stuff sometimes that we do and we don't even know about till someone shines a light on it. And then you're like, dang, that's how I behave? Wow, okay? So that it's been that time for everyone, right? And so that has aspected everyone differently. So everyone's had their shit shown to them, basically. Basically, everybody knows what time it is right now. If you got stuff inside your life, it's you. And you get to see how you relate to it right now. That's tough love, but that's the truth. See, I'd rather know that because I can change me. I can change my habits. I can change my belief systems. And therefore, I can change my behaviors and how I interact to everything, right? So I don't really care. I would rather hear that. That's good stuff. Okay? So now this Neptune, the god of the sea, the god of the underworld down there, and the god of the subconscious has just moved from Pisces to Aries. 0 degrees Aries. Okay? So what does that mean? That's a huge shift in the psyche, in the collective psyche. Neptune has been in Pisces where it's like, oh, just let it go. Just let it go. Let it go, you know. And now he's in Aries. Neptune doesn't dig Aries, okay? Neptune is not like one with the sun. Neptune likes to be in the dark, in the underworld, in the inner feelings, in the feelings that are obscured by your consciousness, which is the sun, okay? So last night, everybody did a dance, right? And Neptune had to come to 0 degrees Aries. Boom, bright light, the sun, I am, right? And he can kick it with the moon, but he's not cool with the sun. So this happened last night at 0 degrees Aries. When he comes in there, he has to do a dance with the solar eclipse happening at 9 degrees Aries and the new moon in Aries, the starting of the Aries season. And now he is officially in Aries and he's going to stay there till 2038. Okay? So we've been living life in this certain way with our subconscious default operating system, if you will, in a certain way. And the thing is, I was thinking about this. It's Neptune's been in Pisces since 2011. Okay, he came in 2011, dipped out, was solid by 2012. So anyway, after being there, he's been there this whole time. So we've been operating in this one way, and it's our subconscious operating system. So it's the one we're not even aware of, right? And now he is stepping into Aries, where the best way I can describe the way this feels to me is the lights are on and he doesn't like it. And so in his annoyance, he's gonna just show you your shit. All right? Like Neptune in Aries is not like Neptune in Pisces, which is very empathetic. All of the people who've been posting memes about their empathy, talking about themselves being empaths, talking about their kids being empaths, and how if you are putting, hey, tough love, put your tough love flat jacket on. Here it comes. Ready? Okay. If you are claiming your empathic abilities and how they hinder your ability to assimilate into modern day society, you're about to get blown up. All right? Because claiming your empathic abilities as a reason that you cannot do something is no better than that same person who's calling out someone who they call a narcissist. Newsflash. Narcissism and empathy are simply two bipolar, extreme opposites of the same root chakra vibration. Polarities on planet Earth. All right? It's not a good or bad thing. You don't want to be dancing in either one for too long, because then you start calling yourself an empath and talking about how you're a victim of life. You can't function because you're so empathic and you feel everything of everyone. Tell me how that's useful. All right? And the same person's calling out this person over here about how they don't care about Jack and all they do is think about themselves. And this person is all think about themselves. And then they continue to get what they want, though. You want to know why? You want to know why they get what they want? They get what they want because they give the universe an uncontested vibration. I am this. I like this. I want this. It's very easy to identify a solid vibration with this person. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's interesting because that's how it works, okay? So no, we don't want to be over here and not be aware of the needs of others. We want to come into the center ground, all right? We want to come into the center ground. And so if you are using anything right now that is the reason for why you can't live in your power, it's going to really get rough in that regard. And that is because Neptune in Aries does not have as much empathy, does not have as much forgiveness. It is intolerant because it's not happy. Like, think about this, right? It's like, I'm a recovering addict and alcoholic, okay? Back in that day when I wanted to be fed that stuff, as long as you kept feeding me that stuff, I could pretty much look the other way on whatever you were doing wrong. Do you know what I mean? Meaning, like, if you fed me the alcohol, then I could continue to drink and be happy and look the other way on your bullshit because I was just too concerned with my own stuff. That's like Neptune and Pisces, okay? In fact, that is of every position, of every vibration, there are bipolar representations on planet Earth. It's cool. Because if you can identify them, you can start to see where you are operating on them. And then you can even align them with your chakras. That's a different talk. But most things that people are claiming as their problem for not being happy, healthy, and sexy are in a polarity of these particular axes. Is it axi? Because if it's axi, I'm going to continue to say that because that's just about as delicious as it gets. Of these axi of the chakras. I love it. I don't know. I think it's axes. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so let me focus because that was just delicious and I dipped out of my thought and my dog is barking. Hold on. So, not that you're going anywhere. All right, so Neptune moving into, in fact, let me pull some cards on this. Neptune moving into Aries is going to be like that, all right? It's going to feel to me like it's going to be a bitch slapping on your bullshit. I mean, just straight up, right? Like, I talk like this and behave like this. And the thing is, like I said, for those who really know me, they can be like, yep, that's how she be. Because to me, that's a service to you. I am so grateful for the people who stepped to me at some point in my life and called me on my bullshit or told me the tough stuff that nobody else wants to talk about. Because that's how I grow. That's how I learn. And that's how I can be a better human. And I decided quite a long time ago now that that's what I came to do. And that's who I want to be. And so I like knowing some of the ways I'm being aspected so that I can be more tolerant with my own evolution. That's a beautiful sentence. And that's the truth. And that's a new gift for me. I was not kind to my own evolution in this way before. I'm very critical of my own growth. For me to even acknowledge growth is huge. But there are circumstances in my life right now where I can no longer not only not acknowledge, it's not useful for me to pretend any longer that things have not changed with me the way that they have. Does that make sense? I know that was a double negative. Let me try to say that in a more high vibe way. The changes that have occurred within me have now become so apparent that I can no longer ignore them. There you are. And for me to ignore that the changes within me have an effect on my environment would also be ignorant at this point. So there we are. Okay, so for each sign, this is going to affect everyone differently, you see. Like, that's what I was going to tell you. So I have a little story for you about how this goes. Oh my gosh. It's the whole deal. It's the whole deal. Okay, let me tell you this little story and then I'll break this video and then I'll come back with the reading and a card for all signs. How about that? And that way we can cut it up and take a little intermission. And then if you want to have the reading, you can tune into the reading also. And if you just want to know this stuff, you can do this. Okay, so here's the way I have chosen to put some skin on it, which makes perfect sense. Like the shifts that happen astrologically this weekend, the things that have happened going on in the sky, the things that are happening on planet Earth today are so game-changing that we're not coming back from this, if you know what I mean. Like, we've reached critical mass, we've reached the point where the ball has rolled past where it's been, and therefore the game is afoot. It's the best way I can say it without putting specifics on it. Like, things are in motion now in terms of, I will say, manipulation of the planet, okay? Harmony of the planet, adaptation of the planet, new energy in the human, manipulation of the human, transhumanism, the human evolving past what we thought she could do prior. It's here. It's here, okay? The ability to harmonize our biology upon understanding, recognition, assimilation, and command. Ooh, that's yummy. Yes, it's that time. So these times are here, and since they've begun in the technology, you know how like when we're hearing about technology on planet Earth right now, it's probably been here for a really long time. So the choices that we have with our own biology, with our own minds, are now different than they've ever been before. The ways that things are attempting to utilize our biology are different than they've ever been before. And yet, the reason I'm deciding how much to talk about that and how much not to talk about that, because I do believe what you draw people's attention to is what you help manifest. The human's ability to evolve our own biology and create literally a superhuman vessel with conductivity to heal upon, like I just said, understanding, recognition, assimilation, which has to do with surrender, spiritual and physical surrender. These are long talks. I know this sounds like a lot right now, but then you can be one with your biology. Because remember, you are not your biology, you are your soul, okay? And you know what? Some of you are going to watch this video and go, what the hell is she talking about? And then in a couple months, you're going to come back to this video. In 6 months, you're going to be like, where's that video? Because the earth is going to be a different place. Things are different energetically here now. The ways in which some of the technology and some of the, how do I say, entities are interacting with humanity is different, okay? And so, because we are beautiful, sovereign souls of the Most High, all part of a greater omniscient consciousness that grants us a happy, healthy, harmonious life, should we choose, should we choose, should we choose to plug into it, is here. And so you gotta learn to drive and ride a little bit differently than you've done before. So the way I put skin on this is, especially for moms and dads, this is going to be really easy. Depending on your age, you're going to understand, but anybody can get it. Okay, so when you're really little, like just coming home from the hospital for a little while, you face backwards in the car seat and you face the back of the car and you crap your pants. Okay? And that's how you ride. That's how you ride, right? A little bit of time goes by and they flip your butt around and now you face the back of another seat and you still crap your pants, right? And some time goes by. Some time goes by and now you're in a seat and you're allowed to sit in your own seat facing forward and you can unroll your own window. Yeah, that's how you ride. Yeah. Then some time passes, right? And not only, now you don't have to sit in that seat. Now you can sit in your own seat all by yourself. You can roll down the window and you can open and close your own door. What? Yes. More time passes. You are in the passenger seat and you are able to navigate for the driver. You're able to give directions. You're able to pick and choose where you go. And I forgot to say back there before, and you haven't crapped your pants in a really long time. You use the bathroom on your own, right? You don't do any of these things. I forgot that part of the story of my little cute little analogy, and I can't go back. So more time passes and you're doing the next right thing. And if all goes well, you are in the driver's seat. Now you're in the driver's seat. Wow, you're driving. That's how you drive. That's how you ride, right? Yes. Okay, so you are still, now you're driving the car that you used to be in the car with your little butt backwards crapping your pants. You're still in the car. The car is still, if you say God, we'll say spirit, all it is, right? Driving on the road, also God, spirit, all it is. Going to the destination on the journey, the God, the spirit, all it is, right? God didn't go anywhere. Spirit didn't go anywhere. All it is, still all it is. More consistent, actually, than you've ever known. It's just that now things are getting a little more wonky because they're a little more quantum. And so, your driving is no longer just sitting in the back, facing the back seat, crapping your pants. Now you're driving the car. And so to bring this full circle, to go back to what I said, your Neptune now in Aries, the lack of empathy and forgiveness with your intolerance to see your own crap is no longer there. You have to drive now. You have to pay attention to the road. You have to pay attention to the journey. You have to navigate effectively. Do you understand? It's a different time on Earth. And so if you choose that this is now the fun, the responsibility of these major players, Saturn and Neptune are going to be really major players moving forward here. If you choose that taking charge of your own evolution, taking charge of your balance and your own biology, taking charge in who you want to be in a beneficial way is the priority as you navigate, as you drive, you're going to have a good ride. But if you want to sit in the back and crap your pants and face the back seat and be like, no, it's not my shit. No, it's not my shit. Nope, not going to navigate. Nope, not going to drive. No, I don't want any part of it. I'm just going to sit here and blame the driver and be upset about my shitty diaper. Then it's going to get pretty hectic. So, for me, that's a good deal because I like becoming more capable. I like knowing that if I should choose to exercise more responsibility over my ability to govern my gifts and to bring them forth, then I get more abilities. That's a good deal for me. It's like being a good steward over my resources. You know, I enjoy the life of becoming grateful for who I am and what I have so that I become more of who I want to be and possession of more of that which I desire. And those are not necessarily things. They might be ways of being, ways of thinking. For me, very much right now, they're ways of operating. They're ways of being inside myself, ways of seeing myself, ways of actually loving on myself, taking care of myself. Because you see, as I harmonize more with my biology, I become who I want to be. I become more healthy. I become more happy. When people are talking to their kids and they're like, you need to calm your mind, while they're not feeding them right and expecting their minds to calm down while their biology is out of whack is remiss at best. It's not going to work. We've got to feed our energetic body effectively in order to harmonize our biology. Then we get to choose who we want to be. Yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, I'm going to break this right here and tell you thank you for being here and I love you. And then I'm going to take my galactic dress over to the corner and refill my coffee. And I will be back with a reading, okay? I'm going to do, a reading for the collective. And then I will pull these cute little cards I have for each sign. And then you guys can tell me if they resonate. It's kind of fun. The whole idea is, as Neptune moves into Aries, the ego is going to be yelling. You do not want to cut out the ego. People say cut out the ego. I say all at the same time. Cut out left lung, cut off right arm. Please tell me how you have quality of life. I know. Okay, no. No, that's not going to work. Your ego is your 3D operating system. It's been developed for your well-being according to all of your experiences. Smart. Thanks. Love it. The idea is to have your ego harmonize with your spiritual well-being. That's the kicker. That's the kicker. We don't want to cut out the ego, but the ego is going to get really loud. So if we're not balancing it with our spiritual well-being, if we're not balancing it with balancing our biology so we can choose who we want to be. Y'all, when I say that, what I mean is if you're not feeding your body right and you're hungry, you can't focus, okay? A lot of this crap when people are like, I can't focus, I can't concentrate. I'm like, when was the last time you had a really good meal? They're like, what? You got to learn to feed your biological vessel in a beneficial way that allows you to calm down and choose your focus because things are about to get really loud. So don't be mad at the messenger. I'm just sharing the good stuff. Okay, so subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be back in give me 10 minutes and then look for the ping. I'll be back in just a few. I'm going to grab some coffee and I will come back with a reading for all of you. Okay, thank you for being here. You can ask me questions during your reading. You can also pull a personal card. So pop back on and play with me. That's what I was trying to say. I'm so glad I came back to it. You got to play. When your ego gets really loud, especially in the Western society, that you've got to do this and you've got to do it this way. It seems to get really loud with us. And then we start to get really hard on ourselves and we step into all of our masculine energy and we stop playing. And that's also when our endocrine systems and our immune systems get really taxed. So no beneficial, okay? We got to play as much as we discipline ourselves. I shall return. I love you. Thank you for being here.